clock on Thursday, the 3rd of October 2019. Good evening and thank you for tuning in to RTV Ora's English edition. My name is Alexandra, bringing you the only daily update of the local Albanian news translated into English. Eurosceptic countries have not yet said yes to the opening of negotiations, and for this issue, the leader of the Democratic Party, Lulzim Basha, made a statement to the media to give a warning to Prime Minister Edi Rama. Basha went on to say that only Prime Minister Edi Rama can be held responsible for footing the bill in the case of failure, while arguing that skeptics have given the green light to North Macedonia. The country is in an all-out crisis. The economy is collapsing and the conditions being set for Albania's inclusion keep increasing in number. If they were 5, then they became 7. Now there are 9. If it were true that these countries are against enlargement, why say yes to North Macedonia and not Albania? The reason is simple. Edi Rama has failed in each of the areas where progress has been sought, and now he is trying to escape responsibility, outlined Basha. Lulzim Basha reiterated his stance that the opposition does not withdraw from its 5-point platform for electoral reform. This is the last chance for the Socialist Party to contribute to resolving the severe political crisis, as the Bundestag document has found. The opposition has taken on its responsibilities, drafted a 5-point plan, so I repeat it again. This must be implemented for the sake of the Albanian citizens who deserve integration into the European Union. We must not hide behind the next failure and point the finger at anyone but the Prime Minister himself for this failure, because he alone is responsible for it. Now, implement the plan, added Basha. The opposition leader, Lulzim Basha, said the 9 conditions of the German Bundestag are the way and roadmap to end the political crisis that has now entered its 9th month as a result of the opposition's withdrawal of its mandates. After making the closing remarks of his speech, the leader of the majority spent 40 minutes defending the work done by Albania for fulfilling the conditions of Brussels. Edi Rama is convinced that the decision of France and the Netherlands to negotiate is no longer up to Albania, but directly related to their domestic politics and economic interests. The EU today is conducting an internal debate imposed by intradynamics linked to a period of crisis that has been rising up since the outbreak of the severe refugee influx. I hear that Germany has set conditions. Why did Germany set the conditions? What did they do this for? Under the current conditions of the European Union, according to the Prime Minister, no country that is not already part of the Union can expect to join it. In order to further depict Brussels' double standards in dealing with the Western Balkan countries, the head of the government referred to both Kosovo and Serbia as examples. In relation to Kosovo's situation, the Prime Minister pointed out that the EU is not willing to consider visa liberalisation, whereas for Serbia, the negotiation of new chapters has come to a halt. The justice system needs to be cleared up, according to the Prime Minister, and to illustrate this point, he made a denouncement regarding a case of a prosecutor in Durrës, but without any identifying details. I want, and we should build, a European Albania. I've been telling you for a long time that vetting is not a process to dismiss individuals with great wealth. It is simply a process of verification that everyone must undergo for the sake of progress. The prosecutor in Durrës, who is both a prosecutor and worker for criminal organisations, someone who blackmails public administration employees, can't be arrested by the Prime Minister or the government, but can be held accountable before justice. We are building a justice system that makes arrests, declared Rama. Voluntary policing is the newest initiative of the government, where different individuals can become part of the structure that will be trained and certified. Deputy Interior Minister Romina Kuko, during a conference, announced details of the functioning of this structure. According to Kuko, the people who will be part of this police force will not be paid. According to the Deputy Minister, there is still no date. The volunteer police officers will attend daily and dynamic community events and will be provided with a uniform that has distinctive marks. There is still no date or number of candidates to be launched for the new police unit. However, according to Kuko, there will be a certain quota that will depend on the population of the territory where they will provide the service. Focusing on the conditions that the applicant must adhere to, Kuko further stated that they must meet the same level of standards as the rank of the police. Furthermore, in a situation where an applicant is a former police officer who has been removed from the force, they must undergo vetting to determine the reason for the removal and ensure the purity of the candidate's image meets requirements. Meanwhile, as the Deputy Interior Minister launched the announcement of a volunteer police force which will not be paid, the Interior Ministry and the General Directorate of State Police have confirmed to be in debt to law enforcement officers who have not been paid for their supplementary hours and overdue expenses for out-of-district services since 2017. The Ombudsman has urged the Government and the Ministry of Interior to take immediate measures to secure the funds for the liquidation of liabilities for 2017, 2018 and 2019, including food allowances. According to the document available to Ora News, it turns out that overdue payments have burdened the family budgets of police officers who have been forced to take out bank loans to solve economic problems. The new state police law brought on wage reductions for more than 2,300 employees because of the abolition of the rank of superintendent. From 2016 onwards, these employees have continued to receive 7,000 to 9,000 less per month, and for this reason, the lawyer seeks to award ranks and salaries to the rank-and-file officers who meet the conditions and criteria under the law on second and first inspector grade. Another problem that the lawyer is required to address is the financial treatment of harmful work, with over 500 effectives yet to receive the financial compensation that they deserve to the rate of 7,000 lek per month. During 2019, law enforcement officials have been engaged in extended hours of work almost every day, often tasked with the responsibility of maintaining order and security during opposition protests or accompanying the Prime Minister to rallies outside of Tirana. Problems have also been raised by the Union of State Police Officers who've turned to the Ombudsman to seek a solution from the Government and the Interior Ministry on fundraising. State Police told Ora News that supplementary hours and overnight hours of service continue to be paid depending on the filing of documents by police officers. Following the opening of the United States lottery applications yesterday, the US Embassy in Tirana has provided some instructions on how to complete the application. According to the State Department, there are a few steps to follow in order to complete the registration process to enter into the lottery visa program. The new addition for this year is related to the identification tool, which obtains data from the biometric passport, which should be valid at the time of the completion of the application response. The main applicant's passport must be unexpired for overseas travel, and the passport number, passport issuing country and expiration date must be provided. When applying, be sure to save the confirmation number you receive at the end of your application and do not give it to anyone. The US lottery application closes on November 5th at 6 p.m. and to find out if you are a winner, you can check out dvlottery.state.gov from May 5th, 2020. The instructions then explain that if you are selected as a winner, you must follow the steps for checking enrolment status from where the selected individuals receive notification of their interview date. The US Embassy also provided advice for avoiding fraudulent online schemes that try to mislead applicants by making them believe that they are US government websites. The application is simple and free and can be completed on the official website dvlottery.state.gov. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join us again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of RTV Ora News, thank you and good night.